Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Remko Rinkema, and you are watching Run It Back, the show in which we watch high-stakes action from the past. We have some fun with it, and obviously interact with you guys in the chat, and make sure that we are all having a good time here on this wonderful Friday afternoon, Friday night, whatever it is, whatever time zone you are in. Please let me know where you are watching from, because today we are watching the World Series of Poker Europe main event final table from back in 2008. As you can see the faces on the screen right now, we'll dive into the chip counts, the chip leaders, and all that good stuff as we break down this entire final table. So for the next 90 minutes, you have nowhere else to be but here on the show with me, interacting in chat. We are live on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. I will take your questions. We will dive into the action. We'll listen to some of the great hands that are happening here. Lon, McCarran, and Norman Chat on the commentary, of course, for this big main event. And we have some big superstars at this final table. John Jawanda and Mr. Daniel Negreanu are the headliners. So let's listen into this intro and get sort of hyped up for this final table.
That's bingo for Daniel hitting his set. Neff drawing dead, eliminated. Jawanda has got 1,000 ways to win your chips. Now at a final table littered with pros, someone will walk away a champion. Last year, all of Europe hailed to the queen. This year, one of these 9 will be king. Who will it be? The answer is next.
All right, there we go. We are diving into this final table from the Empire Casino in London as we see Mr. Helmuth, Mr. Ferguson, all celebrating their main event wins. But of course, the main event of the WSOP Europe was brought to the other side of the pond, as they love to say, back in 2007 for the Annette Oberstad win, and this is the year after that. We have every single year of the World Series of Poker Europe on PokerGo starting in 2008, running all the way until, up until the most recent events. So lots of action to dive into. We'll walk through the chip counts when we see them on screen, but I want to know from you guys. How are you doing? Let me know in the chat. Let me know how things are. Let me know what you're drinking. Let me know what is happening. Sydney Williams saying, always hype for WSOP. Me too. Daniel Negreanu here in the screen. He, of course, one of the favorites coming into this final table. What else we got going on? We got Scott Fishman. We got Ivan Demidov. We got Chris Elliott, don't even know who that is. Tony Hiltonen, Robin Keston, Banked Sonnert, Stanislav Alokin, and Mr. John Jawanda. Luckbox Jawanda, as his name is on Twitter. Of course, one of the greatest handles on Twitter that you could ever imagine. Also, before I forget, let me mention that Mr. Jeff Platt is back on the commentary tonight doing the reporting, the live coverage of the Lone Star Poker Series in Houston at the Champions Poker Club. That's going to be tonight, probably in a few hours after this show concludes. So tons of poker action to watch here on the PokerGo channel. Definitely one of my favorite events to dive into. Let's see. We got something to give away as well. I am just being told that we can give away a signed deck of cards by Mr. Nick Schulman. How about that? How does that sound? All you have to do, by the way, chip counts, let me just pause real quick. For everyone that is watching today, I'll turn up the sound in just a second here. We got John Jawanda leading the way, Alokin in second place. Then we got Demidov, Negreanu, and you can sort of pick your favorite going down the list. Let me know in the chat who you are rooting for today here on this Run It Back show. Anyway, we got a giveaway. We got a giveaway today on the show. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is to go to our Instagram page, which is instagram.com/PokerGo, or just search for PokerGo on your Instagram app and leave a caption on the latest post. It says caption this. It's pretty simple. Very, very simple. And also, you can let people know that I sent you there. We're giving away a signed deck of cards by Nick Schulman. We'll get you guys in the mix with that. All right, let's listen in first hand here. Negreanu picks up aces.
Can't believe he only has 4 bracelets and Helmuth has 11.
Daniel raises it to 28,000.
You know, getting aces on the very first hand might be the worst time because people play tight at the outset and you just don't get much action.
Negreanu starting this table with just over 1 million chips. There are just over 7.2 million in play. Action folding around the table quickly, as you mentioned, Norman, is apt to happen early on. Fishman, king 4 of clubs from the big blind.
Of course, Scott Fishman splashed into the poker world with 2 bracelets in 2004. Nothing since. He badly wants a 3rd.
Fishman will make the call for 16,000 more. Go up against Daniel. Negreanu's pocket aces in hand number 1. The flop 8, 6, 10. Daniel's aces are still best. Fishman, who has been very creative or abstract, as he would say in his play, continues to be so. Bet 16,000.
Just
When
defending.
you lead out with nothing, that is creative and abstract.
How do we feel about this chat? Calling a raise with King 4 suited and then leading out into the pre-flop raiser on this 10-8-6 flop. Obviously, that hits his range very well. And Negreanu makes a raise and takes it right down right away. I think maybe current day poker, maybe we're calling there. Let me know in the chat what you think. I really want to hear from you guys.
And I thought it might bust me. That's when you let out, I'm like, oh no, no, don't do it.
So a good start to this main event final table for Canadian Daniel Negreanu in a field in which 362 players started, over $1.5 million US to the winner. The 3 previous 2008 events here were won by 2 Danes and Shirkan Farnood from Afghanistan.
This is the second year of World Series Europe. No American has won a bracelet here yet.
4,000 for the chip leader.
Chip leader John Jawanda trying to become that first American to win over here. Ace-4 offsuit.
Well, Jawanda's our other bracelet story here. He's got 3 of them, but none since 2003. He says that's a little bit embarrassing.
All right, so Jawanda in the mix here. Of course, we haven't seen him quite a lot in recent years. I'm pretty sure he'll mix it up again in the Big Triton events. That is something that he always plays. I believe Jawanda now lives in Japan. Big fan of the sushi, and of course the man that only eats almonds during tournament play. Please Fold asks, when was this recorded? This is 2008. We are going way back in time. Scott Fishman and the crew were still in the mix back then. Of course, we know that they are no longer around in the way that they were in the early 2000s. Noise Sauce is asking, should we consider Europe a real bracelet? Well, people in the chat, let me know. Is this WSOP Europe bracelet a real bracelet? I personally think that these big 10Ks should definitely count. Those are definitely big events, very tough fields. By the way, we have Ace, King, and Queens. Let's listen in.
He says, I'm playing my best game.
Pocket queens in the big blind.
What did he say?
And a raise to 130,000.
300.
Keston re-raises.
Let's go. Big all in.
We got 130 over here. We got 300 over here. 130 over here. 130, 130 over here. 300 here.
I believe Daniel is toast.
Going once, going twice. Sold. I'm out of there.
Daniel wants no part of it. Re-raise back to Sonnert.
I'm all in. Cool.
Sonnert
here we
re-raises
go.
all in. Keston calls immediately.
Here we go.
So Sonnert's queens at risk and ahead right now of Keston's ace-king.
Keston with twice as many chips as Sonnert. If Sonnert can double up here, he'll have twice as many chips as Keston.
Same thing. What's the difference?
So on the verge of our first final table knockout. If Robin Keston can catch something here. And no, he doesn't. Sonnert catches a set.
There we go.
And Sonnert appears to be safe. Keston would need running straight cards to knock him out.
Big card, big card.
River card is a king, but that's going to end the hand. Sonnert will double up as Keston's drawing dead.
Sonnert now just behind the big chip stacks. Keston now just ahead of the short stacks.
So a minor shift in power here at this final table.
All right, big double up for the Swede here. I'm just getting caught up on the chat. You guys, I appreciate it all so much. I see Jesse, Demetrius, Scott. I see Venkata, Ethan, Rizu, Alexander, Gita, Joe. Jeanette is back in the house. I appreciate it. Jose is with us tonight. Gustavo, Steven, and Alexander once more. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in on Facebook. I see the Metal Guy, and I see Sam and Daniel, Noise Sauce, as I mentioned, Nicholas, Sydney, all watching on YouTube. And then we have Please Fold and Siat Simsith on the Twitch chat. So please do keep chiming in. I am all alone today. All alone. Usually I'm on Thursday. Guest fell through. We had to pivot. We had to make a big decision. Here we are watching the WSOP Europe main event final table. Next week, I got MJ Gonzalez in the house. Get all your high stakes questions ready because MJ is one of the best players out there right now. We're going to watch some really exciting high stakes action with Mr. Gonzalez back in the original Thursday slot. We had to move some stuff around today, but it's still going to be a great show here on the Friday. Crack open a cold one. Have a good time. Relax. And then get ready for Jeff Platt on the commentary tonight as the Lone Star Poker Series continues from Houston, Texas. They have another final table tonight. They got the main event starting next week. I might even fly to Texas to play in this main event next week. That's how excited I am about poker in Texas. Let's see where this hand goes. Let's listen in because we got a lot of aces, a lot of clubs.
Just shaves and uses a little hair product. I can open doors for him.
He folds.
Nothing I can do with Jawanda. He's too vanilla, too clean cut.
And he does fold. So it will be Elliott and Logan going to the flop.
Let's see some clubs, guys. Come on,
Elliott,
let's
the
see some
short
clubs.
Stack, Logan, one of the bigger stacks. The flop, 10-9 deuce, top 2 pair for Chris Elliott.
At least one club.
Logan first to act.
My problem with Logan is this. He's got a girlfriend. If I'm his girlfriend's mother, I'm not letting her go out with a guy who's wearing a hood all day.
He really does look like the Grim Reaper over there in seat 9.
Well, it looks like he wants to pressure the short stack right here, but he's picked the wrong flop.
With just ace high, Logan will commit 45,000 chips. Elliott now with top 2.
And this might be an all-in situation for Chris Elliott.
Just the call, though.
All right, let's see a
Elliott trying
turn.
to hopefully induce another bet from Logan on the turn.
Let's
Yeah,
see
the
it.
short stack needs to get healthy quick, or he will not survive.
How much you have left?
Logan asking how much Elliott has behind, and he's got just a little more than 200,000. Turn card now. 7
Oh,
of clubs. Elliott's
yes.
2 pair still lead.
Let's go.
Both with flush draws. Logan, though, has the nut flush draw.
Logan's face appears frozen in timeline. He does not change expressions.
He does bet enough to put Elliott all in. Elliott calls with his 2 pair immediately.
And
Wow.
Elliott likes it. His flush draw is no good, but the 33-year-old professional gambler is an 84% favorite to double up.
Wow. Chris Elliott needing to dodge just a little danger from Logan on the river card.
Logan can only knock him out with a club on the river.
The river card. Oh, the king of clubs! Elliott eliminated just like that.
Wow, Logan gets the club on the river. Chris Elliott sent packing in 9th place for 81,000 British pounds. That's probably about 100K USD. For the people who are wondering, I have not seen this since it happened. I remember watching this final table live as it was unfolding. I haven't seen it since. Of course, I know who wins, but still very exciting to relive some of these hands and to see how he actually did it. Steven in the house from Houston, Texas. Steven, I hope you're going to the Champions Poker Club to play. Vincent is asking, is MJ one of Daniel's coaches? Yes, it is the MJ Gonzalez, the coach of Daniel Negreanu, who is joining me next week on Thursday night to do some run-it-back action. We're probably going to watch some high-stakes poker and some poker after dark, so be ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and he's going to take all your questions as well in the chat. Bobby in the house from Copenhagen, appreciate you. You guys, please let me know where you are watching from. We have Argentina in the house as well. We have Venezuela in the house. That is really, really awesome. Let's see what we got here on YouTube. People asking the metal guy, when will WSOP schedule come out? Well, they've announced the dates. They have not announced the entire schedule just yet, but we'll get to that probably pretty soon. As we all know, WSOP is always a massive, massive schedule. The dates are out, so you can plan your travel. But of course, if you're looking specifically for like the monster stack or something like that, I would hold off just a few more weeks until they announce the full play schedule. And I would not be surprised if there are 90 bracelet events this year. It would definitely be very crazy to see all the action back at the Rio. By the way, a little gossip. This might be the last year they will ever play at the Rio. That's all I know. We'll see. So if you want to experience that playing at the Rio in the famed Amazon room, this might be your last chance. So don't miss out on that. Also, another side note, by the way, as we see Jawanda and Demidov mixing it up, there are a lot of big series being announced during the summer here in Vegas, even though there's no WSOP. So if you have time to travel to Vegas in the summer, there is going to be a lot of poker for you to play as well. So I wouldn't worry about that if you are still planning on going to Las Vegas. Amsterdam in the house, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is a place that I have been to a lot. I'm from the Netherlands originally, and I always love going back there. It's been a while since I've been back. Let's see what Mr. Jawanda does here.
Both these guys getting aggressive at so-so hands. What Jawanda's got to ask himself is, does he want to see a flop with Demidov out of position with 9-7 suited?
Button small blind
We're
here.
talking about potential trouble for Jawanda with 2 big stacks to his left. Now having to deal with Demidov. Jawanda makes the call, and he will be heads up with Demidov. All right, now the flop. It is Jack 6 Jack. Demidov with trips.
Smashed it.
Jawanda comes up empty,
Hard to get value here.
and he checks.
You know, come to think of it, Demidov also could have...
I don't think this hand is going to be a massive pot unless Jawanda gets very creative, which gives us all a chance to reconnect in the chat here. Daniel Kim is asking when I'm going to be back to playing live again. I actually played live last week. I'm fully vaccinated. I feel safe again to play. I played at the Orleans in the nightly event. Lasted for quite a while, but ultimately did not cash. Then on Wednesday night, I played in the $60 event at South Point, made the final table, was chip leader with 6 left, finished in 6th place. Let's not talk about it. Hurts a lot. And then I played their big Thursday night event, which, went all right. I lasted for quite a while, ultimately ended up shoving with King Jack offsuit into pocket kings, and safe to say that didn't go so well. But yeah, we're back to playing live. We're back to mixing it up into small stakes, no limit events. And like I said, I might go to Texas to play that big event. Whoa. Look at this.
Daniel Negreanu says Jawanda is the best around in terms of picking up on weakness and attacking it. He's attacking here, but his read here is way off.
Demidov with the trips.
Oh, Demidov
loving it.
Loving
Saw
it.
Jawanda scratch the right side of his nose. You know what that means, Lon.
Oh, that is... Now, what does that mean?
I don't know. I thought you might know.
8 of clubs on the turn. Jawanda picks up a straight draw, but Demidov way ahead.
But I got to tell you, that card might get Jawanda in trouble. It's the perfect card to semi-bluff on, picking up that up and down straight draw.
Jawanda with the most muscle at the table, and he'll fire again. 277,000.
As you see in the background, Alex Kostritsin sitting next to Ivan Demidov's wife, I believe.
Demidov moves all in.
There we go, all in.
Demidov decides not to wait any longer. Jawanda decides not to stay any longer.
Jawanda surrenders without hesitation, and Demidov takes a 1.8 million chip pot from the leader.
All right, that's one for Demidov. Big pot there. For the people joking on Twitch, it's amazing that the Orleans is still standing from Mr. Please Fold. The Orleans, actually, if you want to play low stakes, and if you just want to play very casual, Orleans, I would highly recommend. Yes, it's grimy. Yes, it's a little dirty, but it also has that really sort of Vegas-y type atmosphere. I personally am a big fan of the Orleans. They always had that nightly event, that Sunday night event, which is a $100 horse event. Right now, they're not doing it because of the plexiglass, but when the plexiglass is gone, they are saying that they're going to run the horse event again. So if you ever want to mix it up with me, let me know if you're in town, and on Sunday night, you can probably drag me out of the house to play that event with you guys. It is very, very fun to play in the horse event for small stakes. Major Giggles is asking how the Friday nights at the Orleans. The event's big, man. Very big fields for a fast structure. Have a few drinks, have some fun with it, gamble a little bit, and you can win a couple $1,000s in just a few hours.
Well, Ace-Jack helps you win tournaments.
A call from Sonner for 30,000. Jawanda now.
Sonner had a legitimate hand.
Ace of spades, queen of clubs for Jawanda.
That's a legitimate hand.
From the button, he calls.
Big cards. Big cards. Let's see.
Demidov in the small blind, queen 10 suited.
That's a legitimate hand in the small blind.
24,000 to call. Hiltonen, ace, tray off.
Well, it's hard for Hiltonen to resist with an ace. The pot's already 148,000. He needs just 18,000 more to call.
Yeah, he does the right thing and makes the call.
All right.
So 5 players of the 8 remaining will see this flop.
All right, pick your favorite. Who's going to win this hand? Let me know in the chat. I'm pulling for some diamonds. I hope Scott Fishman wins this with the 7 deuce. The metal guy asking, is there anything to learn from these days, or is it just for viewing pleasure? I'm just having a blast. I love watching this.
Raised with 7 deuce. Flop 9 jack. Trey Sonnert with top pair. Demidov with flush and straight draws. Demidov checks.
Well, Hiltonen hit bottom pair. Does he really think he can take it down here with a bet into a 5-player pot?
Wow, I hope he does.
Yeah, making sure he's got the trays.
Well, if you look at your cards again right after the flop, I believe you should not be allowed to bet. In my game, in fact, you can't.
He checks.
I'll take a stab at it.
Let's go, Scotty. Let's
2 checks
go.
in front of Fishman, so he'll bet 12,000.
That's a very small stab. Now, if you can bet 12,000 into a pot of 166 after the flop with 7 deuce and make 4 other players fold, then you are a genius and you should get all the women you want.
Sonnert with top pair, top kicker.
And with top pair, top kicker, I believe Sonnert is going to tell 7 deuce to go play Candyland.
very deliberate Swede does raise it up. He makes it 100,000 to stick around. Jawanda folded right away.
By the way, chat, how do you feel about raising here? I know we're just watching this to have fun. This is just for entertainment. How do we feel about raising here? What's Scott Fishman going to do with weaker hands? Is this a good raise for value? How do we feel, chat pros? This is the perfect stream to be a total chat pro, because I am definitely one of the chat pros with you guys.
350.
Yeah, aggressive. He will stay. 350,000.
Well, look at Hilton and Fishman. Who's going to fold first?
So the amateur Hiltonen waiting for Demidov to actually put the chips in the pot. Nah, he gets out of the way. Fishman gives it up. Well, Sonnert thinking about it.
Well, Sonnert has the best hand. Demidov with the best chance to win this hand, as you can see from the percentages. Both of these guys, remember, need a shave.
Wow.
Sonnert started the hand just shy of 900,000 chips.
This gets better and better.
Well, when you count your chips with your index finger like that, I just don't think it seems very professional to me. Sonnert knows if he calls here, a big bet might be coming on the turn, and he'd be committing the rest of his chips, perhaps.
And he will give it up.
Wow.
Demidov and his big stack will take that pot. Bet Sonnert thought long and hard about that.
Wow, think about that for a second there. Sonnert raised the bet from 12K to 100K. Demidov comes over the top, basically 3xing that raise, and then he gets to take it down without showdown on the flop. Queen 10 wins. I saw Rigpa on YouTube say Queen 10's going to win. I hope you bet some money on that, because that is a great guess. Jeanette is asking, what's the Resorts World going to be like, Remko? Well, from what I've seen about Resorts World, which is the new big resort in Vegas that's opening on June 24th, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to have a poker room. It's going to have a beautiful poker room. I've seen some photos already. I think that Resorts World is going to be absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to go to. I think that it's going to be a great place to go eat as well. I heard over 40 restaurants, and there's going to be some big high-stakes action. All right, here we got the Kings for Demidov, who has been on an absolute tear here to start this final table. Obviously, it's going to be a big raise from him coming in. People are saying bad fold, great fold, classic raise for information. That is definitely the theme that we're going for here, raising for info. Back in the day, that was very, very popular to do. Danny Murphy is wondering, why am I talking over the commentators? By the way, aces for Fishman. Let me shut up.
Fishman needs chips. He is one of the short stacks at the table. He just makes a call, though. Logan folds. Keston now.
Beautiful trap here. Good trap.
Ace queen.
Ooh. I mean, Robin Keston is the short stack. He might be thinking of doing the wrong thing here with ace queen.
Wow.
Ace queen goes into the muck. Daniel Negreanu folds as well, and so Demidov's kings up against Fishman's aces.
I just want to win one pot.
Well, he's in good shape to win a pot right here, and a double up will get him back in the thick of things. The flop, ace, 10, 8, all spades. Fishman hits a set, but Norman, that's not a money-making flop for him.
No, and Demidov doesn't have an ace. He doesn't have a spade.
And Demidov checks. Fishman now bets just 20,000. That's begging for action.
Well, that flop might slow Demidov down and make him fold. Would end up saving him money.
I fold.
And he does fold.
Well, let me tell you how good Demidov is running. If Fishman had raised pre-flop, all the chips would have gone into the middle, and Ivan would have lost a lot more.
Yeah, Fishman didn't get nearly as much out of those aces as he was hoping, especially up against the pocket kings. Demidov got out cheap.
Wow, that is absolutely insane. If Scott Fishman's 3-bets, like Lon said, we're going to see an all-in there, and very likely a big double up there for Scott Fishman. He does, and he plays it slow. He wins the minimum, and it changes the course of history. It changes the course of poker history, the fact that Scott Fishman decided not to 3-bet there. And, of course, great fold from Keston as well, throwing the ace-queen into the muck. Very, very strange to see this hand be such a small pot. Here's a Logan with the queens. For people who are wondering, yes, I am live right now, taking your questions, doing your shout-outs, and having some fun with this. We are watching old footage from the 2008 WSOP Europe main event final table. If you just want to watch the poker action, you can always go to PokerGo.com. All the action that I watch here on the Run It Back stream is available on PokerGo. If you are new to PokerGo, you want to sign up, use the promo code HSP for $20 off the annual sub. If you want to do that, I will promise you we will not disappoint you. We have all the classics, all the history of poker on there right now. WSOP main events dating back all the way to 1973. We have Stu Unger's big win on there as well from 81 and 97. Now let's listen into this, by the way. We got queens and jacks going up against each other.
Gets out of the way now. The re-raise back to a Logan.
Man in the hood has pocket queens. That's not good news for Mr. Hiltonen.
I'm all in.
Logan decides to re-raise enough to put Hiltonen all in.
Here we go.
And Tony says, okay, I'm coming with my jacks.
So Hiltonen, the only amateur left at the final table, all in and well behind.
Yeah, Tony thinking he had no option but to call all in with the pocket jacks, but it's just bad luck to run into the two queens of Stanislav Alokin. So Hiltonen, who's been battling the short stack this entire final table, needs to find some help here, and he doesn't get it in the flop.
Jack's
Not
always
much
trouble.
there for Hiltonen. He's going to need a jack or for a runner straight to hit the board.
Alokin with a chance to knock off another player, and it's a queen, and
That will end it indeed. Well said by Lon. We say goodbye to Mr. Hiltonen in 8th place. Takes home a nice chunk of change. He takes home 108,000 pounds, which is about 200K USD. This is, by the way, a 10K British pound buy-in, which made the final table payout top spot 868,000 pounds, which is 1.5 million USD. So shout out to that conversion rate. That is obviously crazy. Fabiano on Facebook, thank you so much for watching. Jeanette is asking, are all casinos open in Vegas at the moment? Yes, they are. Vegas is absolutely crazy right now. Every single casino is open. The poker rooms are buzzing. The casinos are packed. They're almost busier than I've ever seen them before. And I've been coming to Vegas for more than 10 years, and it's been absolutely insane. All right, we have Keston all in here with ace-8 against Demidov, calling with pocket nines.
Keston started the final table 5th in chips. Ever since Sonnet doubled up on him, he's been on slippery turf.
So Keston at risk and needing to catch. Here's the flop now. King 4-10, Demidov still ahead.
No help.
And Keston still looking for an ace, or running straight cards, running clubs, or running eights.
All right, now the turn card is a 9 of clubs. A set for Demidov, but it gave Keston a 4th club.
Да, но там флеш draw.
So Keston will need a club, any club other than the 4, or he is eliminated.
River card 6 of diamonds. Demidov wins.
All right, see you later, Mr. Keston. We are down to 6 players right now. Keston takes home almost $250,000 US, and Demidov stacks even more chips. Sis Admin Sith, yes, I got your name right now on Twitch, says, I feel like Jax is an easy fold there, especially at the final table. And Please Fold has probably the best comment of the day so far. He says, Scott might still be playing poker if he 3-bet there. There is an argument to be made that was a life-changing way he played those kings in a negative sense. Aces versus kings could have gone all in before the flop. They didn't, and here we are with Demidov in a huge chip lead spot right now. Ma Benji from Morocco, thank you so much for tuning in on Facebook. Joe Felker is watching, is wondering what the Twitch name is. Twitch.com/PokerGo. If you are more of a Twitch fan, go follow us on Twitch. Join us there. Every single show that we do is always live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. So just prefer whatever you prefer. Just go join me there. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I don't really care where you are. As long as you're engaging, as long as you're having fun, and as long as you're letting me know where you're watching from, because that is always something I love to hear. As one of our good friends in the chat has dubbed us, this is the International House of Poker, the most international stream on the internet. So just let me know where you're watching from. All right, big cards, big hand. Let's watch.
Job interview.
As we mentioned, Logan says he's rather gregarious when he's playing in Russia because he can talk to them. He doesn't speak much English, so he keeps to himself, and he will make the call with his king-queen suited.
Wow.
Action over to Sonner.
Multi-way again, huh? No.
Middling ace goes into the muck.
No American has won a World Series Europe bracelet yet. Europeans routinely come to Las Vegas and win bracelets. We come to Europe and look around for 7-Elevens.
So we'll see 3 players going to the flop, Alokin, Fishman, and Demidov. Fishman, obviously the short stack between the 2 big stack Russians. Flop is Jack, Ace, 10. Alokin flops Broadway.
And this is dangerous ground for Scott Fishman. He flopped a pair of aces with a good kicker.
Demidov with a gut shot, straight draw checks. Fishman, with a little something himself, bets 45,000.
As you said, the man in the hood flopped Broadway. That is bad news for everyone, most of all Scott Fishman.
Wow.
How will Logan play it? He'll turn up the heat. He makes it 135,000 to play.
Demidov, just on a draw, should enjoy his chips and his water.
Indeed, Yvonne folds. Fishman moves all in immediately, and Logan calls right away. Fishman will see he's in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's all but over for Scott Fishman. He would need that board to pair up a lot, or a king would give him the same straight as a Logan.
Wow.
Fishman looking for any
It's
way
crazy.
to survive this.
Basically, on our way to back-to-back-to-back eliminations here, getting us down to just 5 players as Scott Fishman is drawing dead here on the turn. Wow, what? Please fold on Twitch. He said it. This was a life-changing moment, the Kings versus Aces. When that didn't happen, obviously now he is out the door. And we are down to the final 5 here on the broadcast. If you're just tuning in, this is the 2008 WSOP Europe main event final table, $1.5 million up top. We are watching some old school action here on Run It Back. I do this every week, usually on Thursday. Today we're doing Friday because we are also broadcasting the Lone Star Poker Series from Houston, from the Champion Poker Club. And tonight, Mr. Jeff Platt, my good friend, is streaming again on the final table. So if you want to watch some live poker action, we have it for you tonight. We're going to be live on YouTube and on Twitch. So please come join Jeff Platt for that action. By the way, Chicago Joey Poker in the chat on Twitch. I heard some rumors that Mr. Joey Ingram might be headed to Houston. So if you guys are in the neighborhood, you got to come down to see Joey play. I didn't even know there was PLO action down in Houston. Do Texas even play PLO? Is that the great state of PLO in Texas? Please let me know in the chat, Joey. What else we got going on here? We got Gregory watching from Israel. Thank you so much. We got Mark Carroll in the house from Virginia. We have someone watching from Mongolia. We have New Zealand in the house. We have Sufjan watching. I appreciate it. It's all so great. There we go. Chicago Joey saying they told me they have nice PLO. How did you hear that? I got sources. I got sources all over the place. Joey, I appreciate you tuning in on Twitch. We are watching the 08 main event final table back when you and I were scraping it out on the lower stakes. Let me know, Joey, what were you doing in 08? Was that when you were grinding those 24 tables? I believe that you might have been. Shout out to people in the chat on YouTube as well. We got South Africa in the house. We got Liverpool, UK. We got Kishan asking, why no guest today? It just didn't work out. It was just not a good time. Next week, MJ Gonzalez in the house, so that should be a good time. High-stakes action with MJ Gonzalez, the coach of Daniel Negreanu. He's going to join me. We're going to break down some high-stakes poker, some poker after dark. It should be a good time. The metal guy at Tobacco, I know that, man. I know where you're from. You are always in the chat. I appreciate that. We have Carol from Poland in the house. Let's see what we got here. 25 NL and 50 NL back in 2008. That's what Joey Ingram was grinding. You guys, please let me know in the chat. What were you playing back in 2008? I was grinding like the $11 tournaments, the $55 at 9 p.m. European time. That's what I was playing every now and then if it could sell some action. But I was definitely grinding in those MTT streets. Keith says on Facebook, tons of PLO in Texas. I'm afraid we might lose Joey. He might move to Texas for good. We have the Gold Coast in the house. Thank you so much. Laguna Beach, Montreal. Please keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Let me know where you're watching from. Chicago. We have UK in the house. All right, Logan has Kings. I'm going to shut up. Let's listen and see where this goes because this guy has been on an absolute tear.
Authorities.
You're right. It is unfair for the big stack to get big cards. Short-handed table now. Pocket Kings get more powerful.
God, I miss having a big stack.
Logan is a victim of cryogenics. His face never moves.
He raised the action to 55,000. Negreanu, 9-7 of hearts.
On the outside, Daniel's a picture of calm, but on the inside, his whole body is singing the Suited Connectors song.
And he makes the call for 55,000.
Boy, that's a great tune.
Sonnert is not going to sing it, though. Jawanda, 10-9 offsuit.
Jawanda can't get any footing tonight. He needs to get some footing.
He folds, so Negreanu with his 9-7 going against the Kings of Logan.
It's not 10-7, Daniel.
Flop is 5-10 ace rainbow. No improvement for either.
Daniel told us that it is hard to pick up tells on guys who wear hoods, sunglasses, or spacesuits.
Logan and his Kings may be a bit wary of that ace in the flop, and he does check.
And Daniel now looks like he's going to spring into action with 9 high.
And he's going to bet that Logan doesn't have an ace. He bets 80,000.
Look at the percentages. Logan's pocket kings in great shape right now.
Logan gives it up and shows his pocket kings.
Well, I guess Daniel picked up that Logan just didn't want to play that hand. With
That is a very, very tight fold to give up kings there to a single bet from Negreanu. Of course, playing out of position ain't fun anyway, but that is a very, very, very quick fold, and especially showing it to Negreanu, probably not the best thing to do because he might run all over you. If you're just tuning in, 2008 WSOP Europe main event final table. That's what we were watching. We were having some fun with it. If you guys have any questions, please send them in. Liam says, do you know who Ryan DePaulo is? I do know who that is. He did a really fun vlog when he won his online bracelet. I might have him on the show. Should I have him on the show? Let me know in the chat. From Vietnam with love, says Win. I appreciate that. We got Cologne, Germany in the house. More people watching from Las Vegas. I appreciate that. Kishan says, bring John Jawanda sometime. I would love to have Mr. Jawanda on the stream. He just doesn't do a lot of interviews, even though I've DM'd him in the past to do a podcast with him. Hasn't worked out, but I would love to have him on the show. Daniel Kim says, Remko, have you ever tracked how many countries checked in since you started these streams? I have zero clue, but I'm pretty confident that we've covered most of the planet with the Run It Back shows. Most of the planet has been shouted out here on the Run It Back show. We've even got some crazy islands. People say they're from Mars. I'm not sure if I can believe that, but who knows? Tasmania in the house, Ireland. We have tons of people watching from all over the place. Portugal, that's what I missed earlier. Keith says, be aware. South Point Casino in Vegas has taken over the tournament world. They are. They're giving away tons of extra cash. They are doing a great job accommodating the low-stakes players, myself included, and I think it's amazing. Guam in the house. Jesse, thank you so much for watching. All right, Queens for Demidov. Let's see if he can win some more money.
Okay.
I'm translating loosely from the Russian.
All right. Demidov with pocket queens. And the muscle of the big chip stack. And he does re-raise. You're right, 123,000.
Who couldn't see that coming?
Yeah.
All in.
Back to Sonert. All in, and a quick call
Boom.
from Demidov.
Bang, bang.
Demidov's queens will try to hold up against the ace-7 of diamonds of Sonert. Sonert at risk.
Sonert may be figuring Demidov was making a move and decides to put his tournament life on the line.
Yvonne's girlfriend Leah likes what she sees.
Well, Sonert's going to need help to stick around and fight another day against this Soviet invasion.
Yeah, the Russians with another knockout opportunity. Flop now, 9, 4, 6, no real help to Sonert.
You know, if I were all in and the dealer dealt the flop one card at a time, someone would be dead before she got to the third card.
It's like slow rolling the players. Turn card now.
Oh.
Is an ace! That's the card Sonert was praying for.
We have seen Bent Sonert get lucky before. We've now seen him get lucky again. And now only a river queen would send Sonert home.
Deuce.
The river card now is a 7 of clubs, and Sonert doubles through Demidov to get new...
Big double up there for Mr. Sonert here through Demidov. That's going to really change the dynamics at this final table. Roger, who's asking, is Vegas open? Yes, Vegas is fully open. Vegas is alive and kicking. There's tons of action everywhere. There's dividers, there's masks, but you can play at every casino. Poker action has been really, really hot in the last few weeks, and I think it's only going to get crazier as we head into the summer. I think every casino is announcing a big series. I am eager to mix it up and to play some poker in the next couple of months. So if you're making it down here, just be safe, but there is tons of action indeed. Stephen watching from Cape Town, South Africa. Stephen, Cape Town, one of the coolest places I have ever visited. Stay close to the water, in the street, had a lot of fun there. I got to look up where I stayed, but it was just an amazing time in Cape Town. Went to all the wineries around, rented a car, saw a lot of that whole area, and it was just an amazing time. Love the Flash says, just played at South Point yesterday. Well, Mr. The Flash, if you see me there next time, come say hi. I appreciate it, as always, if I run into people that are on the Run It Back stream. OD Chine says, where'd you get this video, by the way? Well, I work for PokerGO, and this is all content that is available on PokerGO, and it kind of says it like right here at the bottom. So you can see where this content is coming from. It is from PokerGO, and if you just want to watch this without me talking, then you can go find it there on PokerGO.com right now. The entire archive is now available. By the way, follow me on Twitter as well. This is my Twitter handle. If you guys want to interact with me, have some fun, or just ask for a specific guest on my show, that is the way to do it. Michael Trevette in the house on Twitch. Is this the real Remko? My man. Yes, it is. It is the real Remko. What else we got going on here? People shouting out what they were playing back in the day. Sis Admin says fond memories of grinding 816 and 2040 limit back in 08. Man, that must have been some juicy games. Cruel Tech saying high stakes PLO no limit 08 on Full Tilt Poker and no limit PLO cash live. That's amazing. I mean, I missed 2008. That was a good time. Back then, I could even win playing poker. That's how great it was. We got Glasgow, Scotland in the house. Meanwhile, we got Logan battling with Jawanda. I'll try to pay attention closely to the action, but this hand, is it going to get out of hands? I'm not so sure. Jeanette is asking, how's the new house? New house is great. I moved into a new house, bought a house with my girlfriend, and it's tremendous. We are out here in Vegas, just having a great old time. Noisaw says, greetings from Phoenix. Poker is hot here too. New poker room just opened back up, and Brad Owen is here this weekend for a meetup game. Love myself some Brad Owen. Hope you guys have fun. Hope you guys maybe feature in the vlog. Go wave in the background in case you see him filming. Let's see if this hand goes anywhere, because Juanda just bet 100K, and Alokan doesn't look as if he's folding.
Nope, Alokan along for the call.
All right, he's calling.
Turn card now.
We got Iran in the house on Twitch.
King of hearts and kings up for Jawanda. Alokan with a flush draw of his own now, and he checks.
Thank you, Parham,
As
for
an
tuning
action
in.
turn card. Remember, Jawanda has position and the better hand, but Alokan has the bigger chip stack.
Jawanda loves that turn card. And he is going to act on it. 200,000 to the Russian.
Alokan doesn't have a hand yet, but he's getting the right price to call. And with the implied odds, Lon, oh my goodness, I don't have to tell you about the implied odds.
Big. A lot
Huge
of
pot.
potential money out there. Alokan just with the call. He's not going to try to muscle up here. So Jawanda jousting with the big stack. Always dangerous. River card now is a 3 of hearts, and Alokan hits both his straight and a flush.
That card is ridiculous. Did the Kremlin order that 3 of hearts? One-stop shopping for Alokan. Not only did he make his straight, he made his flush.
And he checked a third time.
And now, Jawanda at the moment, rearranging chip stacks on the deck of the Titanic.
This is going to cost him a lot.
Last time Jawanda gave up a bunch of chips, it was on a bluff. Here he's got a good hand, but he's up against a bigger hand.
What do? You just call with a 4-high flush?
Cool, calm, collected Alokan.
I'm all in.
Oh, here he
Raise
goes.
enough to put Jawanda all in.
You said
All in.
Wow.
Jawanda cannot believe that his value bet morphed into an all-in raise and an unexpected decision for all his chips.
This is huge.
Alokan with the ultimate pressure on John Jawanda.
What a 666 river card.
That's a 666 correct conclusion. Jawanda's been ahead every step of the way, and his hand kept getting better every step until the river.
Great flop, better turn. The river sucks. Should have checked that one.
A call would cost Jawanda his final 603,000 chips.
Wow, tournament life on the line
if
here.
Jawanda calls here, he is done. On the other hand, if he gets away from this, he'd still have enough chips left to play. This is the biggest moment yet at this final table.
All right, you win.
Wow, Jawanda does lay it down. Alokan did not get all of John's chips, but he put another dent in the Americans' chip stack.
All right, be honest with me here, chat. Could you have folded the 2 pair there on the river after the backdoor flush completed for Mr. Alokan? What a tremendous fold by John Jawanda, still leaving himself with some chips to make a comeback. Dennis, thank you so much from the Ukraine. I appreciate that. We have Alan in the house from Paraguay. We are watching the World Series of Poker Europe main event final table from 2008. So this is 10,000 years ago, basically. And it is from the Empire Casino in London. So a lot of fun here, checking out some of this old school footage. And I am just wanting to know, can you guys fold the 2 pair? Can you guys fold the 2 pair? Or are we calling it off and, he just has to have some bluffs there as well? Or are we never bluffing? I don't even know. Unz says Demidov was a beast back then. And B More says, What a sick run Demidov went on back in 2008. Yes, finished second in the WSOP main event as well to Mr. Peter Eastgate. Alan, thank you so much for tuning in on Facebook. I appreciate that. We have Mr. Negreanu still with us here at the final table. He hasn't done much lately.
And now mocking his hole cards. There is dissension between Daniel and his hole cards.
Action on Sonnert. Ben Sonnert, what's with him in ace-7?
Oh, we've seen him do well with ace-7 suited. It's got to be his favorite hand.
He limps here for 12,000. Jawanda in the big blind with pocket queens.
Boy, remember Sonnert with ace-7 suited against Demidov's pocket queens.
Yeah, Sonnert doubled up there. Jawanda now is the one who needs a double up. Jawanda will raise to 99,000.
I'm all in.
Wow. Bang.
Sonnert pushes.
There we go.
Jawanda calls all in right away.
Again, ace-7.
Well, it is almost a replay of that earlier hand, except Jawanda's the one all in here.
But this is not diamonds.
And those percentages, I believe, are incorrect. I've got Sonnert as a 99-1 favorite in this spot.
You like his ace-7, huh? He's done well with it.
How much you have?
About 700.
And Sonnert's been running lucky also at this World Series of Poker Europe.
Jawanda, the former chip leader, in danger of going out.
Flop is 5 deuce-deuce. That's a good flop for John.
Now we might get the ace, though, on the turn, like he got against Demidov. But frankly, I smell a wheel for Sonnert.
Turn card is a 4 and a wheel draw for Ben Sonnert.
Yep. And John Jawanda at risk, a little uneasy. Sonnert would need an ace or a 3 for a
Any
straight
picture card is good.
to knock out Jawanda.
And now the river card. And it's an 8, and Jawanda will win the hand and double up through Ben Sonnert.
All right, Sonnert now knocked down by Jawanda. Jawanda back in the mix there. Andrew says, do you fold king pre-flop facing a 5-bet? I'll never fold kings. If I go broke with kings, then so be it. So be it. I don't want to play poker if I ever have to consider folding kings. It's just not happening. Same thing with the set. I will never fold a set. Maybe if there's 4 hearts on the board. I will never fold a set, though. All right, here we go with the chip counts. Negreanu, short stack. Sonnert in 4th place. And then Juanda, Demidov, and Logan with a massive chip lead here as we are playing 5-handed from the Empire Casino in London, the 2008 WSOP Europe main event final table. By the way, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are releasing new clips 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, on our YouTube and our Facebook channels. Tons of good stuff to go out every single week. Lots of iconic stuff from the past, high stakes poker, super high roller cash game, some WSOP tournament stuff, and of course, we're going to be back with live action as the US Poker Open is coming to PokerGO, and we'll show some stuff on Facebook and YouTube as well, and on Twitch. That's going to be coming up in June. In case you guys haven't noticed yet, we've just announced the PokerGO Tour. 100K first prize in this Player of the Year race for high rollers, 10K events and above, starting out earlier this year with some ARIA high rollers. We're going to run into the US Poker Open. We're going to have Super High Roller Bowl, Poker Masters. All those events are coming back, and 10K and above events will count for that leaderboard. Meanwhile, here's Demidov with a raise and a Logan making it 161K. Lots of ICM considerations there for Demidov. And of course, he doesn't really have a great hand. What else we got here in the chat? People are saying that it's an easy fold for Mr. Juanda, that he folded against the flush. I would find it really hard to fold there, runner hearts. But yeah, I'm also not playing at this final table.
You'll play them and win with them, huh?
If I ever get down to a 5-handed situation in my poker playing career. Daniel Negreanu, the short stack. He does not have talking chips anymore, Norman.
No, actually, he's been both quiet in play and quiet in voice here at this final table.
Ben Sonnert lays it down. John Jawanda, who started the final table as the chip leader, will not play. Demidov, 4 tray off suit, into the muck. Over to the 23-year-old chip leader, Logan.
And we're down to the blinds now. It could be a battle of the blinds.
The jack, pocket jacks again?
You know, Lon, much of life comes down to being a battle of the blinds. It's always good to have jacks in life or in poker.
201 here.
Logan now raises enough to put Negreanu all in.
Nothing across.
Well, nothing across means an ace, deuce, or 3. He'll wait to look at that later.
And 4 across. All right.
4 cross means it's going to be a 9 or a 10.
So I'm a 2-to-1 dog to call. Let's see. This is fun.
He's got to go back. Hoping to see an ace.
Now for confirmation.
50-50.
Well, it's going to be an ace or a tray.
50-50.
The suspense is killing everyone. Negreanu likes the ace-9 enough to call all in.
There we go. Negreanu all in.
Daniel had seen so few good hands, he tried to extend the joy of this one.
Are you serious? I finally picked up the best hand I had in 3 hours.
That's brutal.
Huh?
That's brutal.
I know, right? Blind against blind.
So Kid Poker Daniel Negreanu finds himself at risk.
Negreanu had a pretty smooth ride through this field of 362, but now he needs help to keep alive his bid for a 5th
I've seen
bracelet.
an ace beat a pair before. It's happened once or twice. Ace.
Negreanu hoping to catch and catch up.
Ace jack, he says.
Now the
Just
flop.
an ace.
King 8-6.
How about a 7 for more fun?
Well, with a 7, Daniel would pick up a straight draw. An ace is the more direct route to staying alive.
All right, now the turn card is a tray, no help.
Well, it's going to have to be an ace now.
Negreanu speaks the grim truth. An ace and an ace only, or he's going home.
Now the river card, it is a 6. Daniel Negreanu eliminated by Stanislav Logan in 5th place.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Negreanu cannot turn a good 2008 into a great one. No bracelet here.
Daniel cashed in 3 of the 4 Europe World Series events 5 times in Las Vegas for over $900,000 in earnings. Logan continues to be the doomsday machine, knocking out 4 of the first 5 players at this final table.
All right, there goes Mr. Negreanu, and we are down to the final 4 players, Bengt Sonnert, Ivan Demidov, Stanislav Logan, and John Jawanda. We are watching old school poker action from 2008. I am live. I'm live here to take your questions. I'm live here to have some fun with you guys, and you guys let me know where you're watching from. In case you're from a place that I have not been to or shouted out before, I would love to mention it here on the show. People are asking for advice on how to play low-stakes tournaments. I see your question there, Mr. The Flash on YouTube. Low-stakes tournaments, all I can say is that you just try to have the best hand when you get it in. Be patient, be calm, play your good hands aggressive, and just if you stick to that, you will have a great chance to win in low stakes tournaments. Don't try to see too many flops. Don't limp in. Don't try to call too many raises. Save those chips for when you have a good hand, and then just go hard with it. Bet big, raise big, and just trying to win all the money. That is basically what I do. All right, we have Lebanon in the house. We have Brisbane, Australia coming in, and another Australia in the house. I appreciate that. That's all awesome. What else we got going on here in the chat on Twitch? We have Norway in the house on Twitch. Bengt Sonnert. People are saying they're big fans. Kjekken982 says he's a big fan of Bengt Sonnert. I think Sonnert is a great player to watch. Scotland in the house. Mexia, Texas in the house. I appreciate you guys all shouting out where you're from. France in the house. The buy-in of this event that we were watching was 10,000 British pounds, which is almost 20,000 US dollars. I believe it was 18K with the exchange rate from back during when this was being played back in 2008. All right, Sonnert again with the ace-7. We've seen him do that before.
Sonnert's favorite hand.
No one in the chat says it.
Now you can call and see a flop, and I'll play me on the flop.
Ace-7 of clubs.
Exact same hand line. Well, not the exact same because it's a different suit, but the educated viewer knows what I'm talking about.
About 500.
They both have ace-7. Now, I would prefer ace-7 of spades because the ace of spades...
Ace of spades is the prettiest card in the deck, we know.
Geez, now you complete my thoughts for me?
Put you all in.
Jawanda's going to try to put Sonnert all in.
Roll reversal.
Yeah, he'll put the pressure on the short stack. I don't know if Sonnert can lay this down because he likes this hand. It seems lucky to him.
Usually I'm the one who makes 75 and
If I
you put it all in.
if I would have played the same way, if I would have just been playing the same stupid way as I did 2 times before, then we would probably been all in now.
Oh.
Now I have an option to fold. I'm just going to count my chips here. I might have the best hand. It's a very big chance I have the best hand.
I'm sure you have the best.
Sonnert trying to figure out if he can afford to fold and still have enough chips to fight with.
Very big chance.
I say 50-50. You either have the best hand or you don't. It's 50-50, right?
490 more.
So Sonnert would have about 20 big blinds left if he folds here. But the ace-7 has already been renamed the Sonnert. He's got to play.
Does Sonert want to risk it all
I'm
here?
gonna lay it down. It's my favorite hand as well.
And he does fold.
This is sick. No way.
Jawanda's got to show him his hand.
What a mistake.
I gotta fold it one time.
That is sick. That's really sick.
Show one time.
Jawanda's teasing him.
Show one, right? Like one, like this one.
There's the ace.
Jawanda's enjoying himself.
Huh?
I made a mistake. I knew
I
it.
see the other one.
I would like to see the other one. Ah, I'm gonna puke.
Put in 490. I'll show you the other one.
Jawanda having some fun at Sonert's expense, part of a new attitude we're seeing from John.
He's not showing the 7. I love that, by the way. I love that he's not showing the 7. Keep him guessing, guys. Keep him guessing. Never show your cards. Who was this asking what chat am I paying most attention to? I'm paying attention to all the chats, trying to keep up with you guys. Chat's being wild today. I appreciate that from every single one of you guys. Humberto on the rail behind Juanda, orange sweater. I didn't notice that, Noise Sauce, but that would be amazing. Would I fold kings with my life on the line? I would never play in a game where I can't afford to call all in with kings. How about that? So if I'm ready to play, that means that kings are going to go all in, and I would never miss out on a chance to double up with pocket kings. Kid Poker will always be Kid Poker, Richard. No matter how old he gets, he's always going to be Kid Poker. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you play low stakes, get the money in with the best hand. Wisco Baron in the house. Finally, Wisco. It's been a while. It took you long enough to join me. I know I'm a little bit early today, but as always, love having you in here. Negreanu walking back onto the set. He has just been eliminated in case you're just tuning in. Negreanu drinking a beer from the looks of it. We're four-handed playing for $1.5 million US. Clearly, one of the biggest events of the year back in 2008. We got Newfoundland in the house on Facebook. We have Glyn from Doncaster in the house, Malaysia. We have Sydney, Australia in the house. We have Tunisia in the house. I've never been to Tunisia. I've been close though. I've been to the very southern tip of Spain, which is pretty close to Tunisia. Alokin and Sonert back in action. We got a shove here. Let's see if he makes the call.
My big blind and I fall.
John gives it up. Now the re-raise back to Alokin.
The man in the hood has the most chips, and right now he has the best hand.
And Sonert's tournament life in his hands.
Big moment. Big swing.
And he will make the call to put Sonert at risk.
You don't like it, huh? You don't like that call?
And he's got Sonert dominated.
I don't like the call, no. Absolutely not.
Okay, at some point they will have to show their hands, I believe, to continue.
That's part of the game, I think.
Wow, dominated.
And Sonert sees that, again, he is going to have to get lucky to hang around.
Yes, Sonert would have been in trouble even had he played his famous ace-7. Stanislav Alokin, a chip leader, trying to get us to three-handed.
This is the first World Series cash for both these players. The Swede at the moment looks headed for the exit.
All right, here's the flop. 8-10 king. Alokin putting a firm grip on this hand.
And that's just about it for Bent Sonert.
Sonert extends his hand, but Alokin won't shake till the hand's over. Sonert needs running 5s or straight cards.
I can't believe Alokin's head is shaven. I would have put him on an afro.
It's a tray on the turn, and that will put an end to the hand. Bent Sonert drawing dead, 4th place. He'll win over 271,000 pounds.
All right, see you later, Mr. Sonnet. Sweden leaves the room, which leaves us with 2 Russians and John Jawanda from Indonesia. By the way, Jawanda here playing under the American flag. So I'm not entirely sure why that is, why he's playing under the American flag, but it is a fact that Jawanda is from Indonesia, and I believe he lives in Japan right now. Seeing some Indonesian fans in the chat. I appreciate you guys tuning in on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. What else we got going here? We got Madagascar in the house. Ho Hang, thank you so much for joining me. Jeanette says that I should fly to Houston to play some live poker. I might, Jeanette. It'll be a last-minute decision, but I might go to Houston next week on Friday night to play on Saturday in the main event. Let's see, aces versus aces. That was ace high versus ace high, and Alokin was the winner. We are three-handed, the 2 Russians against Mr. Jawanda. The payouts, by the way, right now, 608,000 USD, 917,000 for second, and almost 1.6 million for first place here in the 2008 WSOP main event. This is the final table from the Empire Casino in London. I'm just having some fun with it. All this footage is available on PokerGO. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. That is my Twitter handle if you want to ask me any questions or or if you just want to follow along with what is going on in the world of poker, I will make sure to keep you up to date on everything that is happening whenever something new is happening, when the new season of High Stakes Poker is coming out, or when the WSOP is happening, who's winning all the bracelets. I got you guys covered. Just give me a follow on the old Twitter page. All right, here's a big hand. Jawanda comes in limping from the looks of it, or maybe he was in the big blind. Let's make sure to verify this. And then it was Demidov with the raise to 65K, and Jawanda coming back over the top to 165,000. Lana, Norm, take it away.
Almost dead even in chips. John with 1.6 million, Demidov with 1.5 million. And Demidov will make the call.
Well, Devon says, what the heck, it's just 100,000 chips.
Here we go.
Plus the water's free.
He's drinking a lot of water. All right, here's the flop. King 5 deuce, that misses both. Jawanda's ace high holds the lead.
Lon, I do not like the way the flops are flopped over here. I also don't like the traffic, and I'm not that crazy about Prince Harry.
Jawanda checks with the best hand.
John didn't want to take a stab at it. Let's see if Demidov does.
Demidov is a player known for his aggression, but he will check as well.
Come on, somebody play poker.
Turn card now, and an ace. Jawanda scores big, pairing that card. Demidov with a straight draw, and John checks again.
Well, Jawanda's check there definitely baffles me. As we know, I'm easily baffled.
Does Demidov want to use that scare card to his own benefit here, not knowing that Jawanda has the ace?
Well, it looks like he's going to do something.
Yeah, he does bet this time. Demidov will bet 202,000.
If I were Demidov, I would have done the same thing. Why not? Jawanda hasn't shown any interest in the pot after the flop or the turn.
Jawanda with a smooth call.
All right,
If I were
big
Demidov,
pot
I
building.
might ask if I can get my money back. All they can do is say no.
All right, the river card now. Demidov on a straight draw, but that 8 misses him. Jawanda with the best hand. And Jawanda checks a third time.
Demidov knows his queen high can't be good. Does he want to fire one more bluff? I might, but it's not my money.
Now Demidov is thinking about it.
Well, there's no reason for him to think that John has kings or aces, so we might bet thinking John's got either a missed draw or a small pair and he can take him off it.
Demidov will try to buy it with 333,000.
There we go. Ivan's playing some poker. Give the man the pot.
Now what does Jawanda have to worry about?
If I'm Jawanda, I'm thinking I might be beat.
Call the raise.
And Jawanda right there perhaps confirming that his 9 kicker would play with that board.
You have like ace jack or ace queen. Flop a set.
I love the analysis.
I play the hand weird. Yeah, why did I play the hand this way? Right.
A good read from Jawanda,
Nasa akin kay.
and a nice call.
You knew Demidov was in trouble if he was doing what I thought he should do.
All right, Demidov losing a big chunk to John Jawanda here as we are three-handed in the World Series of Poker Europe main event. Brendan asking on Facebook, hey Remko, do you play much short deck? Asking from Wellington, New Zealand. By the way, New Zealand is probably one of the highest places on the list of countries that I've never been to, along with Argentina. Those places are very high on my list. I do not play much short deck. Short deck is not really a popular game in Vegas. No Limit Hold'em is still reigning supreme. Short deck, not really for me. I'm more of a mixed game player. I do like to play No Limit Hold'em small stakes tournaments. That is one of my favorite things, by the way. A little look here at Mr. Demidov at the main event final table in Vegas. But yeah, not really my thing. You guys in the chat, do you like short deck? Do you guys like? Should I do a show watching some short deck? We have some action on the PokerGo VODs that we could watch. Let's see. We have Ireland in the house. Richard, thank you so much for tuning in. We got Norway in the house. He said, Lords says, was in Las Vegas in 10, 11, and 12 playing poker at the Stratosphere, having the time of my life bluffing the quack guy. Well, I appreciate that. Whenever you get to bluff someone, it's always a good thing. I didn't even know the Stratosphere had a poker room. I had no idea. Rimkus says, it's a dream for me to go to Las Vegas. Well, save up some money, enough of it, because Vegas is not cheap, and come out here. Come play in Vegas. It's the best. It's the best town. I'm so happy and lucky to live here in Vegas. I love it out here. Evander says, John Jawanda is the best, period. I think that he is definitely way up there. All right, 8s for Jawanda. Let's see where this goes.
Asset really in poker is discipline. The guy just doesn't tilt often.
A raise to 70,000. Demidov. Queen 9. Does he want to toy with John here? Nope, he folds. Now to a Logan with ace 9 of clubs.
Logan likes shorthanded play. In fact, he loves playing heads up online.
Logan will play heads up here with Jawanda as he calls for 40,000 more. Ace 9 against the pocket 8s of Jawanda. Jawanda just took some chips off Demidov, trying to do the same to his buddy Logan here. And there is an 8 in the flop, a set for Jawanda. Up and down straight draw for Logan. Logan checks.
Actually, I thought Logan might fire there on the draw.
Wow.
Maybe setting John up for a check raise.
Huge clash here, you guys. Pay attention. This is crazy.
John reaching for chips, so Logan may get that opportunity.
Huge hand.
And John Jawanda with his set of 8s.
You know, John just looks like he has more self-control than the rest of us, and he does.
110,000 is the bet.
All right, Stanislav, come on, check raise, check raise, check raise. It's not the right move right now, but I want him to check raise.
He's got the biggest stack in London right now, and Logan just calls.
I guess a call was in order.
Logan still without a made hand. He's on the straight draw. Ooh. John trying to get some clue about Logan's hand. 4 on the turn. Jawanda still leads.
Big moment here.
Now Logan's gonna get going. Looks like a little old stop-and-go bluff here. I like his style.
How do you feel about your set now, John
Each of
Jawanda?
those pink stacks worth 100,000.
Terrifying.
Oh, white chip worth 25,000.
Why don't you describe all the change in his pockets? Can he act a little faster?
That's a total of 230,000 from the chip leader.
And Jawanda's thinking, I've got top set. How's he betting? Now, for instance, instead of having ace 9 suited, Logan could have had ace 5 suited and hit a straight on the turn. But would he have let out with a straight? This is the type of stuff that goes through the mind of great players like Jawanda and myself.
Well, Jawanda. John, unsure exactly where Logan stands, will just make the call.
Well, first one Russian tried to bluff Jawanda. Now the other one is trying to bluff him.
Jawanda looks at the river
All
card
right,
of
safe.
7 of diamonds, improves John to a full house.
Very safe.
Jawanda has no worries now.
Logan left with a busted straight draw, bluffs at it for $500,000.
And he has now bluffed off nearly 750,000 chips in this hand, and he's going to have to wait for another hand to get him back.
This is a crazy spot too because Logan, as we can see, has nothing. But just imagine if that turn card was would give him a straight, then we could see even more fireworks here.
I raise all in.
All in from Jawanda and an immediate fold from
There we go. Quick fold from Logan. Juanda rakes it in. That is a massive, massive pot, and I would not be surprised if he is now the chip leader with 3 players remaining here in this main event. By the way, shout out to the moderator on Twitch reminding me and everyone else also that High Stakes Duel number 2, round 2, between Daniel Negreanu and Mr. Phil Hellmuth is going to air exclusively, premiering on May 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So Negreanu versus Hellmuth, the next round, a 200K battle between Negreanu and Hellmuth. You're not going to want to miss that, May 5th. Circle it in your calendar. Make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be epic action between Negreanu and Hellmuth. It's going to be amazing to watch. All right, let's see. Getting some love for short deck in the chat. I might have to get a short deck expert joining me on this show to teach me a little bit about this game because I am not very good at it. Noisaw says, I plan on playing the main event this year. It'll be my first, so I'll be adding to the second poker boom. I personally think that the World Series Poker main event, probably in October or November, is going to have over 10,000 players. Do you agree or disagree? By the way, let's make it into a game. How many players do you think the WSOP main event will have this year? 10K buy-in. We were probably around 8,300, 8,200 when it was last organized in 2019. Yes, I do not recognize the main events that were played online. That's not my style. The last time the main event was played, over 8,000 players. How many players will the WSOP main event have in 2021? Let's talk about it. Let's see what you guys think. I'm very curious. I think it'll have over 10,000. I think poker is going to be crazy. By the way, Logan has trips. Demidov has top pair. This could be messy.
5,000.
Demidov in a bad spot here. He's got to believe he's good with kings up.
And he does make the call. Not going to push it just yet. Turn card, 7 of clubs. Logan still in front. Demidov checks again, very cautious.
I really wish Logan, when he is constructing a bet, would use 2 hands. I've got things to do, places to go.
Is he sure of it? Yes, he is sure of it. 225,000 now.
Logan bets nearly half the pot. And Demidov just getting bled dry here slowly.
Yeah, and you can't blame the guy. How can you feel he's behind, as you mentioned? He does call.
Wow, big spot here.
All right, river card now.
What a
Demidov
cooler
needing to catch up.
playing 3-handed.
River card is a 2 of clubs. Logan's trips will be best. Demidov checks again. Logan is going to bet again. It's a hefty bet of 450,000.
That's a big enough bet he had to use 2 hands. Now, remember, Demidov has been wearing the same shirt for the entire tournament. Eventually, that's got to affect your judgment. I think he's got a call here. I just hope he doesn't go all in.
Demidov with 2 pair, kings up. Now he looks at that board and wonders what could beat him. And he's very curious. He makes the call.
Well, at least he puts a 2-chip down payment in.
And Logan will win it with his trips. A huge hit to Demidov.
Nearly a 2 million chip pot. I guarantee you Logan has never gotten a penalty for excessive celebration.
Huge pot for Logan, swinging things into the direction of the Russian on the right-hand side there, wearing the hoodie. Demidov, of course, on a tear this year in 2008, what we are watching right now. And here we go with the chip counts. I'm going to pause it real quick here. 3.4 million for Jawanda, 2.6 for Logan, and then 1.1 million, just shy of 1.2 for Mr. Demidov. Still anyone's game here. As we are going back in time, watching this footage from, what is it, 13 years ago? Kind of insane that time goes so fast and that we are now watching all this old school action. By the way, let me remind you guys, if you love old school poker action, you need to go to PokerGo.com and subscribe, because we just released the 1973 WSOP. We have 1988, 87, 89, 93, 92, a lot of years. I think we added 17 years from the 80s and the 90s and the 70s to PokerGo. So if you want to watch this old school action, Stewie Younger winning in 81, Stewie Younger winning in 97, and a whole bunch of other big final tables from the past, PokerGo is the place to go right now, because we have all that stuff available, along with every single year of World Series of Poker Europe, dating back to 2008. So here we have Demidov against Juanda, heads up again, aces and queen 10 suited. Let's see if this flop brings anything exciting for us to listen to. There it is.
Aces still lead. Demidov picked up a flush draw, and he's got 2 overs to the board. John first to act.
This could get messy.
He checks.
Juan sits on the pocket aces. You notice that when you have pocket aces, you don't have to check your hand again because they're easy to remember. But if you have anything else, like Demidov, and you're tired, you check again to see if you hit a pair or picked up a flush draw.
It's a flush draw for Demidov, and he'll bet out 170,000.
I think Jawanda gets exactly what he wants, some action.
Now, how much action does Jawanda want? Does he want to try to close out the hand right here?
It probably wouldn't work. Demidov would come along.
Jawanda just with the call. He sees the shrinking stack of Demidov next to him.
Wow.
Turn card is a jack. Demidov now picks up a straight draw. Jawanda checks again.
And Demidov, as you mentioned, is getting low on chips. He can take a free card here and see if he hits his flush or his straight, or he can posture again.
450.
He is going to posture, and posture big, 450,000.
450 is odd to me, Lon. That's most of his remaining chips. He's only got about 300,000 behind. The blinds right now are 20 and 40,000. Once again, I am in my usual state of bafflement.
Perhaps Demidov trying to indicate to John that he is committed to this hand.
You hit a jack.
My goodness, against all odds, you might be right.
I don't think you have a pair, really. How can you call a raise with like 3-5-8?
Jawanda's sense of it is pretty true.
Wow, so much talking. I'm surprised you want to talk so much.
How much you got left? 300? Huh? 300 left after this?
Come on, Johnny. Go all in.
Yeah, for all
Perfect
of John's
spot.
talk, remember he's got the pocket aces, the best hand, and you gotta believe he's just gonna push Ivan Demidov all in here.
I put him all in.
I call.
And Demidov makes the call.
I don't have a pair.
One card to come. Demidov looking to hit one of his draws.
Wow, huge
Should
pot.
have check on the turn. I played bad last hands. It's my fault.
Ivan looks tired, and he played that one like a tired man.
Black card.
It's been a swift fall for him.
Or pay him. Queen. Queen, 10, black card.
Jawanda one card from going heads up against Stanislav Logan.
Aces again, by the way.
Ivan Demidov needs a 9 for a straight or a diamond, or he is done here in London.
River cards another jack. Jawanda wins the hand and eliminates Ivan Demidov in third place.
He played great poker here for a long time, not so great poker down the stretch. What a tremendous performance with the 2 final tables, the main event in Las Vegas and the one here in London.
A drained Demidov.
All right, there goes Ivan Demidov in third place. He gets eliminated by Mr. John Juanda, takes home $608,000 US if we convert that. And then, of course, now we have the heads-up play. They're playing heads-up for $600K, $970K for second, and $1.58 million for first. It's Stanislav Alokin heads-up for the bracelet versus John Juanda. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. This heads-up battle lasted for, I believe, 10 hours. So clearly, we are not going to watch this for 10 hours, but I'm just saying, this was a 10-hour heads-up match between Alokin and Mr. Juanda. I clearly remember, I was living with my parents back when this happened. I was watching the live stream. I went to bed when they were heads up, and I woke up, and they were still playing. Pretty insane. Epic heads up here between Jawanda and Logan. We'll watch a few hands and see who wins this. This, by the way, is all available on PokerGo. It is from 2008. You have all the other World Series of Poker main event final tables also available. Also from Vegas, by the way, 2003, Moneymaker's year. That's all available as well. If you guys have any questions, please send them into the chat. If you have any remarks you want to make, any jokes you want to try, please go do so. Richard asking on YouTube, what's the beautiful painting behind you? That is actually a glass painting on glass in a windowsill type lead water paint, whatever it's called. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it is from a local artist here in Vegas, and I have yet to hang it up. I'm very excited to dress up my little office here, hang some cool stuff in the background. What is really cool is this. I'm so confused. I'm very confused. This drawing of Tom Dwan, Viffer, Antonius, Ivy, Oppenheim, and Mr. Alezra. That is from Poker After Dark Season 7, an original drawing that I have yet to frame, which is really cool as well. So yeah, we're going to dress up the set a little bit in the next few weeks. But yeah, if you guys come back every Thursday, you'll see some changes coming in to the set here of Run It Back. Let me please remind you guys as well that Jeff Platt is on the commentary tonight live on our YouTube and our Twitch channels for final table coverage of the Lone Star Poker Series in Houston at the Champions Poker Club. Really fun events, really fun to have Jeff on the commentary. Go and support that stream. That is going to happen tonight, probably in about 2 or 3 hours, depending on when they get down to the final table. So please like and subscribe our channel on YouTube and on Twitch. Make sure to follow along with the action. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be a good time with Jeff on the call. By the way, we only have 67 likes on YouTube. Can we at least hit like 100 or like maybe like 150? I see you guys are all watching. We're having a good time. This has been a great stream so far. Let's turn it up a little bit and listen to this hand while you guys are all busy smashing that like button.
Left hand isn't doing anything.
Now he's putting together more than 100,000. This is a raise to 300,000.
So now Jawanda's the one who would get 2 to 1 on his money to call here. Actually, when you think about it, if you've got trade deuce off, you're only about a 2 to 1 underdog against a random hand. In other words, trade deuce off is 1 in 3 to win against a random hand.
Jawanda knows that as well as anyone, and with the queen 10 suited, makes the call for 200,000 more. Here's the flop. It is 10-7-5. Jawanda with top pair, but still behind the jacks. That 10 could be trouble for John.
This could be trouble
Logan
indeed.
first to act.
And here he goes with the right-handed bet. His left hand has a sweetheart deal. It gets to share all the chips without having to do any of the work.
And the right hand does bet 350,000.
Well, Jawanda's got to like top pair heads up, but he is way behind. It is tough to get a read on a man in a hood.
All in.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Well, that would put a Logan all in. Look, the left hand nowhere to be seen, the right hand already antsy.
How can a Logan get away?
That's a snap call, right, guys? Come on.
I call.
And
call?
he does not. He makes the call with his leading jacks. Jawanda coming up way short with top pair.
Yeah, Jawanda now will need some luck to end it right here and capture his fourth bracelet. If a Logan doesn't get unlucky, he's going to grab the chip lead.
A big moment in this main event. John Jawanda hoping he can finish off the Russian right now, Stanislav Alokin, with all of his chips at risk and ahead. Turn card is another jack, and that's good enough to end this hand. Jawanda drawing dead. Alokin wins the pot, doubles up, and takes the chip lead.
Richard is wondering if people stuck around to watch this heads-up battle. I mean, unless I had money involved, or my best friend or a family member was playing, I would never stick around for a 10-hour heads-up battle. I would literally fall asleep. But yeah, this is Alokin versus Jawanda. I think the sun is coming up as we are watching the action play out here. It's an incredible heads-up battle there with all the money on the table. 1.6 million USD up for grabs. The original payout was 868,000 pounds. This, of course, a massive moment as well because they are playing for a WSOP main event bracelets. All right, we got Belgium in the house on Twitch. Domingos, appreciate you tuning in. Remko says, Remko, you look like McGregor. Well, I wish I was as rich as Conor McGregor. That would make life a whole lot easier. But yeah, that was definitely a snap call with the jacks. Here we have Jawanda with ace-10 against Alokin, who has jacks again. Clearly, because they played for 10 hours, it's pretty evident that the play was pretty tight. Logan here with the 3-bet. I'm pretty sure Juanda is probably just going to see a flop here and see where this goes. For you guys on Facebook as well, don't forget to like this video. And please follow our page. We have so much good content going out on the channel Monday through Friday, and we'd love to have you all with us. As, of course, Live Poker comes back with a big bang this year. We have high-stakes duel between Negreanu and Helmuth on May 5th. It's the next round, the second round between those two guys, playing for $200,000 exclusively on PokerGo. If you're new to PokerGo, use the promo code HSP to sign up for the annual subscription of PokerGo. Oh, by the way, here we have trips. Trips for Jawanda against the jacks.
Logan bets out immediately, 400,000.
Yeah, he's got two pair he loves, the pocket jacks with that board. Well, Jawanda liked it when his 10 paired on that previous flop. This one he's got to love because his 10 tripped up.
And John just with a call with those trips.
All right, let's see a turn.
Logan has to feel pretty confident with those jacks at this point.
How come Jawanda's never thirsty?
Deuce on the turn.
All in.
Huh?
All in.
I have to call you.
Wow, here we
Logan
go.
pushes, Jawanda calls all in.
And Jawanda here, if he can dodge a river jack, will regain the chip lead from Stanislav Alokin.
It will be jack.
Yeah.
Alokin saying the river's going to be a jack. If it is, Jawanda is done. Alokin would be the champion.
Yeah, Alokin looking for a 2-outer here. Alokin needs a jack to knock out John Jawanda and win the bracelet.
And now the river card is a 4 of clubs, and John Jawanda comes roaring back, and he takes a slim chip lead in this heads-up battle.
The action continues, guys.
Stanislav Alokin, who has knocked out 5 players from this final table, has all that he could handle from John Jawanda. So yet another.
All right, the chips. Oh, wow. We're really tight in chips right now. Alokin versus Jawanda. I have not seen anyone fall asleep yet in the background, but if you guys see someone, please call it out to me. They played heads up for 10 hours. Yes, that's no joke. They played heads up for 10 hours. Luckily, we don't have to sit through all of that. We are just watching the highlights. This is Run It Back. I do this show every week, usually on Thursday night, and I have a guest usually, and then we break down some fun action from the past. Today, I'm flying solo just to hang out with you guys, watch some of this old school action. Next week, I'm joined by MJ Gonzalez. He is the coach of Daniel Negreanu. We're watching some high-stakes action. You guys can ask any questions you want to Mr. Gonzalez, who is, of course, a tremendous player and a coach, so maybe we can all learn something from MJ. Let's see. Who are you guys rooting for? You guys rooting for Jawanda or Logan? Do you want the Russian to win, or is it Mr. Indonesia, one of the Hall of Fame members, I believe, who has such an incredible resume in poker? What's happening here?
Give me the straight on the river.
Some table talk between Jawanda and Logan. We're not missing anything. Here is the next hand coming in right now. As always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us here as we are about to reach the conclusion of this event.
Jawanda was growing visibly frustrated, culminating in this big moment.
I'm all in.
Jawanda all in for his tournament life with ace-king. He got out-flopped, but a queen on the turn gave Jawanda a straight draw, and a 10 on the river allows Jawanda to stay alive.
Oh, we're summarizing 10 hours of heads-up play right now. That's what's happening.
Sick.
All in.
This is so sick.
I love this.
All right, I call.
Had nothing.
What do I got?
All right, so heated battle between Jawanda and Logan as they went back and forth for over 10 hours. Unz is asking, is that cash on the table just for show? I believe that is real cash. They're playing in a real casino, the Empire Casino, and that was definitely real cash. And of course, the gold bracelet, Jack Apple sitting in the background. Jack Apple must have been falling asleep. There we go. We got blankets in the background. We got people sleeping. That is definitely happening right now. You see the guy in red? He's definitely sleeping. All right, here's Jawanda with the King 6. We must be close to the end, guys. We must be close to the end. So tough to play heads up for this long. I believe the longest session I ever played in a live casino was probably 10 hours. Like, it's just pretty crazy to play heads up for this long. Juanda or Negreanu might already be back home on his flight, getting back down to Vegas.
Logan, 4 tray of clubs.
At last year's inaugural World Series Europe main event, Annette Overstad, the youngest player at the final table, won. Logan trying to do the same thing. He was the youngest here at 23.
Logan with the 4 trays suited calls for 85,000 more. Blinds are at 40 and 80,000 right now. The flop is Queen, King, 7, something for each. Top pair for Jawanda, flush draw for Logan. And Logan will bet that draw. It's 325,000 to Jawanda.
That was a fast right-handed bet and semi-bluff from Logan.
All in.
Wow, and Jawanda will push.
I call.
And a call
Wow.
from Logan.
Boy, that was a fast call from Logan.
That's
I'm
nuts.
just tired.
Oh, now it makes sense.
Wow. Please hold up.
The boy is tired.
Oh my
Very
God.
tired.
Please hold up.
Logan trying to end it here.
One time.
Jawanda at risk and needing
Right
to
cut.
dodge danger to double up.
Right cut.
If Jawanda survives this and doubles up, he will be in command chip-wise.
Over 6 million chips in the pot. Turn card now, 9 of spades. No help to Logan.
Logan needs a club now to take down the bracelet.
The river card is a 4 of hearts, and Jawanda now takes control of this championship.
He's got an overwhelming chip lead.
Logan crippled. Jawanda on the verge of his 4th bracelet.
All right, Jawanda takes a massive, massive chip lead as Unz is asking about the payouts. You can get cash if you want. You're in a casino. Most people will ask for a wire transfer, but if you want cash and you win something big at a casino, they will definitely give you a whole bunch of cash. Juwanda's still playing in the high-stakes scene. If you look at his handed mob, he's had some big cashes in 2018, 2019 at the Triton event series. Haven't seen him much in Vegas, and here you go, almost a 10-1 chip lead for Mr. John Jawanda. Blinds 40K, 80K with a 10K ante. Clearly an epic battle as people in the background are falling asleep. Ace-9 here for Logan. He's going to move all in. Let's have a look.
That ace. Jawanda King 6. Contemplating.
Okay, I call.
9 big blinds.
And he does call
He
to
makes
put
the call.
Logan at risk.
Sure, King High was good enough for a call there. Even if Jawanda loses this, he'd still have nearly a 4-1 chip lead.
Come on, I'm tired.
He's so tired, I'm surprised he stood up.
So John Jawanda with a chance to put Logan away if he can come from behind and catch something. And now here we go with Logan at risk. The flop is 6 deuce.
Wow. That's it.
Jawanda
That's
flops,
it.
Trips.
John Jawanda's long wait for bracelet number 4 is nearly over. A Logan will need running aces, running nines, or a misdeal.
All right, here we go. The turn card is a queen, and that's going to do it. A Logan drawing dead will be runner-up to John Jawanda, the World Series of Poker Europe main event champion. And for good measure, Jawanda hit a 4th 6 for his 4th bracelet.
Great game. I have never played this long, man. Never. So tough. Can I give you a hug?
There we go. Big hug.
Jawanda had to wait more than 5 years and endure
That's awesome.
the longest final table in World Series history, but it was worth it. Bracelet number 4 is his.
Wow. What an epic win for John Jawanda here in the main event. Incredible final table. The bracelet goes to Indonesia. The bracelet goes to John Jawanda. What a deserving champion. Of course, this is all from the past, but it was so much fun reliving this moment with you guys and going back in time and watching all this stuff. Stay tuned for much more action. We have Jeff Platt on the commentary tonight. The Lone Star Poker Series, another final table, another big event in Texas. Oh, wait. What does John Jawanda have to say? I kind of want to hear what he has to say. Let's listen in.
You won your last bracelet. What year was that?
It was so long ago. I think Richard Nixon was still president or something.
No, it was 2003. Okay. So I know the first bracelet is very special, but since you had to wait 5 years to get this bracelet, how does this compare to winning the first?
You know, I think from all the 4 bracelets, this one is the most special because this is the World Series of Poker Europe main event, and this is one of the top 3 tournaments that I really want to win.
Jawanda beats.
All right, big win for John Jawanda. I get chills a little bit seeing him win. It's just awesome to see someone have all this success, and Jawanda is such an amazing person. And I hope to one day have him on my show because that would be amazing. And then maybe we have to watch this final table all over again to get his analysis on what it was like to play heads up for 10 hours against the Russian Stanislav Logan. All right, this was Run It Back. We have Jeff Platt tonight watching the Lone Star Poker Series, doing commentary from Houston, which of course is going to be an incredible event. They're going to be live in about 2 to 3 hours, so don't miss out on the action. By the way, like this video, subscribe to the channel. That is all I ask for if you are on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. Please do that. I'm back next week. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time with MJ Gonzalez, Daniel Negreanu's coach. We are watching some high-stakes action, take your questions from the chat, and just have some fun with it. For now, this was Run It Back. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. And do come back, by the way. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. That is very much appreciated as well. And I'll catch you guys next week on Thursday. Jeff Platt tonight. I'll be back next week.